What did we learn today? Apparently, after the Valkyries beat Phoenix to go to 2-0, we learned that every minute matters or every minute is important. What's Natalie's new slogan that she's probably going to use for the next like 5 games?
No other minute is more important than another minute is where she was going with that. So take
It,
what you
it
will.
is. It sure felt like, well, every minute is important. The ones that Janelle Salaun played definitely went better than the ones where she didn't. I'm here joined by Marisa and Ingemi, Nathan Canilao, Kenzo Fukuda, and Jane Kenny to talk about the Valkyries' second win of the season. We'll start with Nathan. Janelle Salaun.
Yeah, it came off the bench once again. But just as efficient tonight. 21 points. I think she hit all four of her three-pointers. Yeah, 7 of 10 from the field. I mean, a really, really big performance from her. She's now averaging 20 and a half over the last two. Uh, it just feels like the offense is different when she's not on the floor. I mean, I felt like she doesn't start the game and what Phoenix goes 8-0 or 9-0 to open the game, and then she's not starting the second half, and that's when Phoenix really made their run to keep it close. So um, Coach Natalie Nakase didn't say she said it's all gonna be matchup based going forward with the starting lineup, but it does feel like Janelle not starting immediately makes the offense a little bit worse. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out on Wednesday against Chicago.
And so we've also got Kenzo at the Golden Gate Bridge, and then we have Jane Kenny in the water over there.
Thank God for that.
What did you guys make of the offense? They scored 90 points again for the second game in a row.
Dude, yeah. I mean, Gabby Williams came alive. I feel like we didn't really get to see it on Friday, but she just makes everything work. She's everywhere. Their defense is their offense, and like her connection with Kayla Thornton in transition and with Janelle Solana, I just think she makes everyone better around them. So yeah, really impressive offensively, especially in that second quarter and then again in the fourth. And they were just if they keep shooting from the perimeter like this all year, like it's gonna be a great year. We'll see if it's sustainable though.
I agree. The defense turning into offense was huge tonight. I think Gabby had 4 steals and looked really good in transition, so I thought that was pretty strong. I thought Letitia Mehier really unlocked that offense just in that second and fourth quarter when she was in there. I think at one point Natalie's like, "I'm not going back to Kia Stokes. I'm just going to play LA at the five," and it worked. They could run a real five out with LA. She and Ja had this cool high low stuff that was to close
Yeah.
out the Mercury. I thought that was really effective. And it creates some, as Nathan was saying, it creates some interesting starting lineup debates and some rotational stuff because clearly the offense is better when Ja and LA are out there. And I don't know exactly if you want to start both of them yet, or if you do want to start both of them, like what happens with Kia Stokes and whoever you're benching. I think that's the early storyline of the season so far, LA being this effective for the Valkyries.
You know what? Also, the storyline had nothing to do with what happened here tonight. It happened in LA where Kate Martin, who joined the LA Sparks, spoke to the media. Marissa and Jemmy is on the scene in Los Angeles. I saw there were tears. I saw there was a lot of emotion. What happened down in SoCal?
Yeah, kind of wild. She had just showed up like I think she landed like something like a half hour, 45 minutes before she talked to all of us. And yeah, she still seemed like kind of in shock about the whole thing. She said that the Valkyries told her on Wednesday that they were going to be cutting her. She called it brutal. She said it was really hard on her, but she said she had a lot of clarity now joining the Sparks. I think it's a really good fit for her in a developmental spot. I think she'll actually get a lot of time in. I wouldn't be surprised if she makes their regular roster at some point because they kind of lack wing play and some shooting guards. So I think that she would be pretty helpful for them. But it was very weird seeing her in a different shade of purple, I guess.
Yeah.
Not Valkyries, Violet, Sparks, whatever purple they have. But yeah, definitely very odd day to accidentally be in LA and see all that.
Yeah.
I wonder, did you get an inkling that the Valkyries are trying to bring her back on a developmental contract? We talked to Marta Suarez today, and Kenzo asked her, "Oh, did they offer you a developmental contract?" And she's like, "Yeah, I picked Phoenix though." So did the Valkyries
Yeah.
offer her a developmental contract?
Yeah, I asked her that and she didn't like flat out say it, but she said they were in talks about it and then kind of cut herself off. So I think the implication there is yes, probably because she kept talking about how she chose the Sparks because she felt like they wanted her. She liked the fit there. So my understanding from the way she was talking about it, I think they did offer her that chance. And she decided to go to LA instead.
I'm gonna ask the Bay Area group here. No offense to SoCal, but what was the vibes you got from Marta Suarez just talking to her before the game?
She felt more free.
So
That's
happy.
just, I mean, it was just kind of the truth. I mean, we got to a scrum interview to set the kind of scene here. She comes to us in a scrum interview, and she's smiling, and it's like she's really happy to see
Yeah.
us. And as the conversation kind of got along, and we asked her the harder questions, she was pretty transparent that, it didn't really work here, and they did offer her a developmental contract, but just felt like she was just a better fit in Phoenix. And you know, I saw her like it was kind of weird because she was here about a week ago before she got cut, and she's working out on the court, and she's wearing a Mercury sweatsuit, and so just it was a little funny just to kind of watch that. But the vibe, the inclination I got from everything that Marta had to say, it pretty much confirmed like, yes, the Valkyries did want her back, but it's something happened there where she just felt like there was a better opportunity elsewhere in Phoenix, and Phoenix, even with the result tonight, will probably be a championship contender.
I got the quote here from Marta. She said, I'm very hungry. I'm very hungry to play. I didn't really get a chance here to be myself. And now to be able to share the court with real legends like Lessa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, Kalia Cooper, I really value that. Copper, really value that. Yeah, like Nathan said, I think she seemed really happy. She kept saying like, I'll always love the Bay, which I thought was funny because she was a Cal alumni. Um, but yeah, no, it was she seemed very happy, and I don't think she regrets her decision. So very interesting.
I did see after the game, the Valkyries like huddle at center court, but Marta's walking along the sideline. She Violet, the mascot, gives her, which by the way, I'm still not a fan of the mascot. I think it's not that
What?
great. Just a random, sorry, Violet, hit you with a stray here.
Wow.
Um,
Pod.
yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, Violet gives her a hug, and then she goes up to Pau Gasol, Laker legend Pau Gasol, Hall of Famer, a fellow Spaniard. They talk for a minute, and then Steve Powell actually goes up to her and like gives her a hug, and they, change some words. And even pregame, she's going up to people, giving them hugs. It's pretty obvious that it doesn't seem like there's any hard feelings between her and the personnel around the team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. Just to add on to that, the whole situation, it was a crazy week, and obviously with Kate, getting waived, I think I don't know if it overshadowed the whole Marcha thing, but I think that at least the vibe I got was that she really appreciated the opportunity to be in Golden State, and that was pretty apparent in even her words, even though she did say she felt like she was, more herself in Phoenix. So, yeah, pretty interesting with Marta, but I guess we'll see how it goes in Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is a pretty good place for her if she's going to learn how to play in the WNBA.
I
And then
really like the fit for her in Phoenix, by the way. I think that's an excellent signing for them.
I guess to kind of close it out, they play Chicago. I believe it's Wednesday, correct?
Yep.
What are you looking for in that game? I'll start with Marisa.
Oh, okay. Chicago's a weird team. They're like one that I can't figure out because obviously they got rid of Angel Reese, but now they have Rakia Jackson and Skylar Diggins, Missouri Stevens. Like that's a very odd team. It's really hard to kind of figure out how anyone really matches up against them. I'm interested to see lineup, what that will look like because of Nat talking about just how she wants to change lineups up based on matchups. I'm interested to see what that looks like. Kyla, I thought had a pretty good game starting, but obviously the way Jaws playing is just like she could be having a special season. So I'm interested to see like how they do those matchups.
Nathan?
Yeah, I'm again like the small ball of this is really cool, I think, and something that we didn't get to see much last year. But like LA at the five, it just unlocks so many things. And she's so versatile to the point where she can play inside and I thought she did a pretty good job like banging inside with Alyssa Thomas, who's, a taller, bigger body. And obviously she creates matchup nightmares. I tweeted out that they had I think Natasha Mack and Kiera Linskens on the floor to try to punish the Valkyries with LA and KT and Janelle, and they just couldn't guard them. Like it goes back to like they gotta guard the Valkyries too, and I mean, Linskens I think played those 3 minutes in the first or the second quarter, and then she never played again. So there's gonna be times when obviously Letitia's gonna have to guard some really bigger players, but I'm interested to see how it works against Chicago, who has Camila Cardoza. They're gonna have Rakia Jackson, Gabrielle. Yeah, Jaquez played pretty well last time I saw. So I think a little bit more athletically equal matchup, but I think it'll be a really good test for them on Wednesday, especially if they get, one of Tip Hayes or Chechi Standelicini back.
And we'll close it out with Cal Berkeley up there.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting to see. They played with 8 tonight, and just kind of having the injuries and next woman up mentality, kind of just how sustainable that's going to be when they can get those two, Tip and Chechi, back. Will be interesting how they'll be reintegrated into a lineup that's working really well, and then also the distribution of usage with Kia Stokes versus LA, because it's pretty
The
different.
plus minus was pretty bad there. Like the difference in plus minus is kind of crazy. It was I think Kia Stokes was minus 15 and LA's plus 33.
Plus 33.
That's
it felt like it. It definitely felt like that.
yeah, I agree with what the panel's been saying. I think you also have to figure out a way to get this version of Gabby Williams every single game. Because that first game she wasn't herself. I think that a lot had to do with like the clunkiness of the offense. But then tonight the defense is working in transition, like Jane said. So I think you got to keep figuring out how to play with Gabby. I think running her off of screens and stuff is a great way to get her going. So very fascinated with this Valkyries team. I think it's been such highs and lows this week, and they're ending this one on a high, which is fun to see.
And I'll end it with Gabby Williams' offense, not just the scoring, which is, I think she took 13 shots. I don't have the box score here in front of me.
She took 13, made 7 of 13,
7 of 13,
4 of 9 from 3.
Yeah,
I think that's what you need from Gabby. Maybe not. Maybe she only hit 5 or 6 in another game, but you need her to be aggressive.
yeah.
And then the passing is what really stood out to me. I mean, she's making these hit-ahead passes, these skip passes to the corner.
KT dropped one.
Yeah, these are passes that I don't think outside of Veronica Burton, no one else on the team can make those kinds of reads, and it really opens up the whole offense. So I'm interested to see what she can do, a month in when she really is comfortable with the offense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what that offense was missing too. Like we've talked about it not having a scorer, which is still like maybe true unless Janelle Salaun's gonna emerge as that person. But I think having the creativity of someone like Gabby to go along with Burton does kind of open things up in a way that they never had last year.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to add just on the box, I mean, just box scoring this, but they out rebound Phoenix 30-24, and then they win the turnover battle 17-9. So like
extra possessions.
Again, like this is not, I don't know how sustainable this is going to be. And then on top of that, they shoot 39.4% from 3 on 33 attempts. So like, again, back to James' point, like I don't know how sustainable all this stuff is, but like this is a good sign, especially when they're so shorthanded. They had 10 available, but only played 8. I don't know if Jack Lenga is gonna like play in these next couple games. It doesn't seem like she's ready yet. I mean, she was active. She did play against Seattle, but like acted to enough to play in like against the Mercury or against one of these top level teams. But it'll be interesting. I think this is a solid core 8 right now for Nakase though.
And I will say, I mean, Veronica Burton in 32 minutes, it's 12 assists and 0 turnovers. Like kind of quiet, but that can't go unnoticed. Like had the double there. And then also is Yuste en route? Like she's done?
Hurt her ankle though.
Update on that.
We don't know what's going on there still.
She lost, which means her season's done there.
Yeah.
But she tweaked her ankle on the very last play. We don't know how serious it is because they're overseas, and she also seemed okay, but also was in tears about the loss. So
I mean, I would have thought maybe with some others out with injury, they would have wanted to get her back quickly, but I don't know how big of a rush they're going to be in to integrate her and tweak something that's working well right now.
And also, I mean, they play Wednesday and then they have 8 days off, so I don't think there's any rush to get her here by Wednesday. So I would like to think that she would come not this week but the following week. And that just seems to make more sense, especially because they're going to go on the road after Wednesday. So I mean, we'll see. Big. I don't know how nasty that injury was, but you know how they are with health. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sidebar, Marissa, Natalie was totally like post game. She was like, "Where's Marissa? Where is she?" She kept asking. And we're like, "Oh, she's in LA." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Sorry, I already was nervous. I was gonna have to explain to Kate Martin what freelancing meant, so now I have to quickly too, I guess.
Wait,
How
yeah,
long are
what
you
was
gonna?
her reaction to seeing
Yeah.
you?
Huh?
What was her reaction to seeing you? She was like, "Oh, you're here?"
She was like kind of like her eyes were just like, oh, and then she cried on my question, and I felt very bad about it.
I
Yeah.
have somewhat breaking news.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
The Valkyries have signed Ashton Prechtel to a hardship contract.
Ashton.
Ashton Practical.
Wow.
Marissa, who is that? As someone who was in Warriors land with the lottery all day, give us a scouting report real quick.
I
Yeah,
don't
she
know.
played for Stanford. I think she's 6'3". She's a big. She was a 3-point shooter for them though. She was a big part of the championship team for Stanford in 2021. Her and Fran Beliebe kind of played off of each other pretty well. I thought she was a little raw out of college. I didn't know how she translated to the WNBA. She's been in a few camps here and there. I could see her as the kind of player that Natalie could work with and get the most out of her.
Marissa, real quick, I mean, it's a hardship contract. I mean, does this signal that one of Chechi or Tip has a longer term injury than we think?
I believe the rule is somebody has to be expected to miss at least 3 games. I think it is for that
Okay.
10-day period. So I would think that maybe if Chechi's in concussion protocol, I'm not sure what the new CBA has on all that because we don't have the CBA. But
Yeah.
I would expect she might need to miss some time, at least going into the road trip. But this just seems like getting another body that has some experience for Wednesday, just so they're not so shorthanded.
I was looking at the concussion protocol thing from the last CBA, and it's extensive. Like they have to go through 5 different rounds, I think, of whatever passing the tests and everything. So that's not. They said day to day. It's not really day to day. It's really like a week at least a week injury, I would say, for concussion. So
Because even if Chechi is fine, like right now, she still has to go through all that testing.
yeah,
You have a
which takes time.
big break though. Eight
8 days, yeah. So
Oh, real
yeah.
quick on that, like it's so crazy that Phoenix is playing a back-to-back to start the season, and the Valkyries are going to have 8 days off. Like, who makes the WNBA schedule?
Well,
Do they
remember
just
last
put
year
it?
the Valkyries were like screwed
Adam
like 6 and
Silver.
8, something like that. Yeah, Adam Silver,
I
honestly.
mean, shout out to the NBA last year. Remember, because the Warriors played like was it, like 17 games in like 29 days or something insane
They
like
were like
that.
in 17 cities in like a month, I think. It was
Yeah, like
crazy. Yeah.
it was crazy. But it just
Uh,
means that later on in the year, the Valkyries are going to have some ridiculous 6 games in like 9 days or something.
Their
yeah.
early July road trip is crazy.
Yeah.
I think with all the injuries they have right now, I think they are more than happy to have a little bit of a break just to
Yeah.
see everyone come back.
Yeah.
I do like this. I do like this hardship signing, though. I will say, Marissa, I do remember Ashton a little bit from watching Stanford, like 2022, 23 season. So it'll be very interesting how this plays out because obviously the two players in Milasoa and Jack Kalenga, they just obviously have signed a developmental contract or a replacement contract. They haven't really played. They're not really in the rotation. So I do think this is a more like have more bodies play rather than
I don't
having
know if they would
like
look good in this rotation, like based on how the 8 are playing. Like it's pretty,
yeah.
they're pretty smooth.
But then I
I
do
mean,
wonder, like hearing today from Marta and Kate, are they just striking out on this development spot? Like they're trying to fill it and it's
I
just
think
not
it's
working?
just those two because the Valkyrie specifically cut them. Like, I think it's probably emotionally hard to be told you're not good enough to be here, but want to be the backup to everybody, especially for Kate.
On a
Um,
significant pay cut, by the way, right? Is it? It's
yeah.
Yeah.
So you might as
200K to
well get
like
another
Yeah, it
17.
just
chance
makes me
somewhere
wonder
else.
how many else, they're shopping around for and it's not working, or what the timeline's going to be to fill that because they've already burned 2 games on Mila.
Yeah, she didn't play tonight, but she was activated. The way that rule works, by the way, for everybody, it's they have to declare 60 minutes before the game if she's active or not. And if they play 1 minute, 0 minutes, 20, it doesn't matter. That counts against their 12 games.
I
So
also I also think that they really need to find another big, which maybe this player they just signed is the answer. But Kia Stokes through 2 games in a preseason hasn't looked great. And even if you think Ami here is awesome and can sustain this, you still don't want these two to
no.
be your only centers. You want
Yeah.
a little bit more depth
Yeah.
at the 5.
One of them goes down,
Um,
you're screwed. You're quite literally screwed. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's getting the market's getting smaller because Toronto brought Millich back, so it's really kind of hard to find who else might even be there.
Yeah.
Maybe they're waiting for the 14 days so they can steal someone else's development player.
It's true. Yeah.
Fasula, bring back Mary Hilla.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that there is talent all over the world because Jovana Nogic, dog. I mean, straight
Yeah.
dog. I mean, I saw that game against the Aces on Saturday, and then watching her tonight, I was like, where has she been? Because
her and Janelle were going at it too. They were
Providence,
yelling
New
at each other.
Englander.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
so
mean,
what's like rivalry unlocked because the way they were chirping in that third or fourth quarter.
Yeah, AT was getting physical.
Yeah.
Her and Kyla Charles had this mini thing going on. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but
Yeah. I was definitely talking.
Well,
Yeah.
they had some spats last year, the Valkyries in Phoenix, remember?
Right.
was
There were a few.
worst
The
enemy.
Valkyries never beat Phoenix all year, but it was that one home game I want to say in like August where Natalie was like pretty mad and talking about like players getting tripped and stuff like that or kicked. If anyone remembers, like
And AT got the game-winning free throws off a weird foul.
right, yeah.
By the way, we did get an all-time Natalie foul reaction. I guess someone got called for a foul on AT, and Natalie literally falls to her knees dramatically.
I hope
the
someone
ref.
has that GIF. Like, I hope
I
someone
didn't see
cuts that
that.
GIF out.
Yeah,
Someone
it
got
was
it.
hilarious. She was like, she fell, and she's like, oh,
If you have the
this
GIF, please comment it below.
Natalie has
Yes.
no filter this year.
Yeah. The one where she just is frozen like this, and the referee is explaining. I still see that.
one is awesome.
I see that in non-WNBA context.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
it is expanded.
Yeah.
But
Do we think she knows about being a meme?
yes.
Well, we'll mention it at
We'll
practice.
just show her.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time here. So Marisa, where can we read your stuff?
ValkyriesBeat.com. Also, the reason I'm in LA is I'm doing Spark stuff for the LA Times. So if you care about that at all, please read that too.
You know,
Say the line, JoJo, Mr. JoJo.
Natalie would say that you're versatile. You have versatility.
Okay. We'll see on the court.
Connectivity.
All right, Golden Gate Bridge. Where can we read you guys' stuff?
ClutchPoints, Twitter.
San Francisco Standard.
And my coworker, as I say at the end of every episode, where can you read our stuff?
You can go on the San Jose Mercury News. You can go on the East Bay Times, and you can hit that subscribe because obviously our editors could give us a nice pat on the back.
Exactly. Please read, subscribe, share, like, comment, all of that, because yes, that does help us, and it does help us continue to cover this team. So until next time, which is probably Wednesday, this has been the Valkyries Courtside Valkyries report. We'll figure it out one of these days.